If anyone else joins us, I will admit them, but I will begin by calling the roll. Albany,
Here.
Barnett.
Yeah.
Right. Bloomfield,
Here.
Brighton,
Here.
Brownington,
Here.
Brunswick,
Here.
Cabot, Charleston, Concord, Corinth, Danville,
Here.
Derby. Irene is here.
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, got you. East Haven,
Here.
Glover,
Yes.
Granby, Greensboro, Groton, Guildhall, Holland, Irisburg,
Here.
Ewing, David Sanders is here, I believe.
Oh, yep. Yep.
All right, got you. Kirby, Lunenburg, Linden,
Yep.
Maidstone,
Here.
Marshfield, Morgan, Newark,
Here.
Newbury, Newport Town,
Present.
Norton,
Here.
Peacham, Amber is here. Reigate,
Yeah.
Sheffield,
Yeah.
Stannard, Sutton,
Here.
Topsom,
Here.
Troy,
Here.
UTG,
Here.
Victory, Waterford,
Here.
Westfield,
Here.
Westmore, and Wheelock.
Yeah.
Okay, Nick.
Can
I
I
will
just
hand it-
ask if I invited Damian Conley? He's one of my attendants.
What was the name again?
Maybe you didn't hear me.
We didn't hear who it was.
Yeah, can you repeat the name of the attendant?
Damian Conley. I'm just wondering if he's joining us.
Teresa, your audio is breaking up. If you can,
Damian Conley.
okay.
There you
Damian Conley. Okay, thank you.
Can you hear me now?
go. Yep.
I can.
Sorry about that.
It's all right.
I don't know if he's here with us.
Yeah, you're breaking up again, but I did get the name. So thank you for that.
So you good to we're all set?
Yep, we are all set.
All right, we'll call the Tuesday, March 10th, 2026 Northeast Kingdom Waste Management Board of Supervisors meeting to order. And we will start with Article 2, which is updates to the agenda.
It's easier and more pleasurable to do that than it is to search mine.
And hearing none, we'll move right to Article 3, which is the approval of the minutes of the February 10th, 2026 meeting.
This is Barb. I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll
Thank you,
second
Barb.
that, Jake.
Thank you, Jake. Is there any discussion? Errors, corrections?
I wanted to
Here.
mention something since I took the minutes for the first time. Does everyone think they're fine?
I didn't see anything wrong.
Okay.
Excuse me, Chris.
And thank you for taking them, Chris.
Young guys like you, see, you can hear it, but older.
Let me know when you're all set.
Yep, we're all set.
All right, any more discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of the approval of the minutes from the February 10th, 2026 meeting as written, signify by saying aye.
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 If there's any opposed, nay. Ayes have it, thank you. We'll move to Article 4, which is the Outreach Coordinator and Minutes Clerk update.
All right, so I'll do the minutes clerk first. There's basically no update since the last meeting. I will continue to do the minutes. As far as outreach coordinator, we did hire Marcus Berry as the new outreach coordinator for the district. Many of you probably know Marcus. He was a former outreach coordinator, and I believe he worked up until 2017, and then it was Shannon after Marcus. So Marcus is quite familiar with not only what goes on at our facility, but he's familiar with the towns. He's familiar with, working with attendants, working with residents. So he has hit the ground running, and his primary focus starting off will be to catch up on some unfinished business from 2025. So as part of our SWIP, we have to reach out to approximately 30 businesses annually and 3 schools annually. And there's a questionnaire that needs to be filled out, which it kind of is an introduction to businesses about who we are as a district and what we can offer them as far as assisting with them meeting the state requirements for recycling. And so we check and see if, is the business actually doing any recycling? And if so, are they aware of what is recyclable and what is not? If it's a restaurant or a supermarket or something, what are you doing with your waste food? Can we assist setting you up with a local hauler? So we weren't able to complete our 2025 quota because our former outreach coordinator was on leave. Corey was on leave, medical leave, and so we have some unfinished business to finish. Once he closes out 2025, he will get going on 2026's numbers, and then he'll be able to do a little bit more outreach with towns directly. Not to say that if you have any outreach concerns at all or questions, Marcus is available. And so it's the same email that you can reach him at if you have any issues with your facility or you'd like him to provide some information. The email is outreach@nekwmd.org. Walt had a question.
Yes, is Marcus part-time or full-time?
He will be starting part-time. Yep. And he started about 2 weeks ago. And he was able to meet with Corey and go over, the current expectations of the job and the details, what has changed since 2017. Not a lot of major changes. Some changes with the platform that he'll be using to record information about business outreach and some new SWIP requirements for the outreach position. But overall, I think he's going to take right off and has been.
We're lucky to get him back.
We are. I agree. Yeah.
No,
Not
Marcus.
not a whole lot of a learning curve. So
Now, how many is it? Is it how many hours a week or days a week is he currently doing stuff now?
he's going to start with about 12 to 15 hours per week at this point.
Okay.
And some of it will be on the road, meeting one-on-one with businesses and schools. Some will be phone and email work. But yeah, he's already making progress. So it's great to have someone with that experience under their belt coming back to the district.
No, that's great. Anybody have any questions? Did you have anything else, Chris?
No, I don't. Marcus he said he might be able to make this meeting. I don't believe is he on the call or not? I don't believe so. But oh yeah, he's actually in the waiting room. That's why he's not on the call yet. All right, welcome, Marcus. I'll throw you right into the fire here. We were just discussing your hire, and I think we're all excited to have you back on board. If you wanted to introduce yourself, now would be the time.
Hello, everybody. It's Marcus Berry. I worked with everybody before. It's nice to be back.
We appreciate it very
Welcome
much,
back.
Marcus.
Hey, Nick.
Now,
All
is there
right.
anything that you had for us, Marcus? Are you anything that you wanted to discuss quickly?
No, mostly I'm trying to catch up on SWIP stuff. So doing businesses and schools. If anybody has a business that they want me to look at, just, email me, I guess, and I'll make it a priority. That's what I've been doing, updating the website and getting on the SWIP requirements.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate it, and I'm sure everybody else does. So good to have you back.
Thanks.
Yeah, I think Marcus had a good comment. If there's new businesses within the last few years, especially within the last year or so in your town, if you can just email the name of the business and possibly a contact information, I think it's important to let new businesses know what their requirements are under state law for recycling and how we can help them meet those requirements.
I was actually hoping Miriam was going to be on here because I know I've talked to Dan in Westmore. They're going to be changing their recycling back because they don't obviously pick it up like they used to. I think it would be a good opportunity for the district to kind of get back in there and weigh out for them. Obviously, taxpayers are pretty staunch right now with everything going on about being cheap and doing what's best for the town. And I think that's probably smart for them is to get that back in there.
Yeah, I had a discussion. I had a call yesterday from the select board chair, and he mentioned that they were going to pitch the idea to the entire board about having the district more involved with picking up their material. So I think they want to go away from single stream, and they realize the cost that's imposing on the town at this point. So we're going to discussion has started.
No, go ahead, Chris. Sorry.
Yeah, so I just offered to do a site visit because I think they were planning on some modifications to that building. And I mentioned that, if they're going to be making some changes, let's meet there and make changes that are good for them and their residents, but also would make it workable and efficient for our drivers to pick up there as well.
Perfect. Yeah, I spoke to him and I had pushed him that way too. So hopefully we can get something going for him.
Hi, Nick, Chris.
Oh,
this
hey,
is
Miriam
from Westmore. Hi, you can hear me okay? Yeah,
yes.
Thanks for the comment. We're ready to begin the renovation to the building itself, but the other part to what we're trying to do to improve recycling and trash pickup in our town is if we could arrange in the near future, a visit with Marcus to update and educate, if you will, our 2 new attendants. I will be in touch with Michelle to get that email and make contact with Marcus about the visit. It would be appreciated. I don't know, Nick, you just mentioned perhaps a visit with yourself, but we'll get it together. What do you suggest? Shall I contact Michelle about that, or you folks about a visit from you folks coming out here and looking over the renovations that we're planning to make to the building itself, plus to really increase the coordination and cooperation between the attendants and the road crew about pickup, snow removal, etc., as we go forward.
Yeah, I mean, I talked to Dan quite a few times already, Miriam. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm already in the loop there. But yeah, I think
Yeah.
Marcus, and Marcus can key in here too because he's on. But I think getting a hold of Marcus and setting something up, and I'm flexible, so I can meet whenever is good for them.
Perfect. Perfect. Yeah. I'll
This is
stop
Marcus.
by. Hi, Marcus. Yeah, I'll
Hi.
stop by with Michelle and try and take it with her about contacting you folks about that visit soon. Appreciate it very much. It's much needed here.
Is it the same building that it was before?
Yes.
Yeah, it's the same building as it was before, but it's we're going to change it so to just make it a better experience for residents to recycle and for you folks as well to accommodate pickup and so on. So.
All right. Yeah, I remember the building very well. Yeah.
Yeah, we've got a contractor on hold to a carpenter that is on hold to begin to make those renovations. It's soon to be implemented.
All right. I'll get your email from Michelle or Chris, and then I'll get in touch with you soon.
Oh, that would be perfect. Thank you so much for willing to accommodate us. Appreciate it.
Oh yeah,
a
no
lot.
problem. Cool.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, just a reminder, I mean, I just want to put out there that we are more than willing to travel and visit any town, any facility, and help with, maybe how you set up your facility, how we can make it better for the residents, also for us picking up. We can do training on site for attendance, and we also invite attendants to come down here. We're open, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday to the public. And if we can have our lead attendant also provide training here also. So that's another option. But we are here to help. So please just let us know what you need.
That's great. Soon then, we'll see you all soon. Thank you.
Okay, thanks.
Good.
Yep.
Thank you, Marcus. Anything else on the outreach coordinator, Ms. Clark update?
I don't have anything else. No.
Perfect. Thanks again, Marcus.
Welcome
Yeah,
back.
cool. I'll still be here if anybody has questions.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thanks,
All
Marcus.
right, we'll move to Article 5, which is the annual report Q&A.
So I trust everyone received a copy. If you have not, please let us know. We will get one to you. We'll send it out this week if someone didn't get it. If you want an electronic copy, if that's easier to share with folks that we can provide that. Michelle did send out hard copies to all the supervisors. I just wanted to leave some time in this meeting for folks to ask any questions. I hope you had a chance to review it. It was the first one that I've done. I based it off of Paul's template, and I think next year, I'll make it a little bit more my own, but he had a real good start here, and I kind of just built a bit on what he already had, updating the numbers and changing a little bit of the narrative. So if anyone has questions or comments, maybe stuff that isn't understandable or something that you would like to see added for next year, those comments are welcome as well. So.
Okay.
I thought it was good. We passed, I mean, I leave mine for town meeting, so I don't have it anymore, but
Jan has a question.
Yeah, I went through this a couple of times and I thought it was an excellent job. And if you have somebody new coming on, it's a terrific primer or
Mhm.
primer,
Yeah.
or that explains exactly what we do.
Mhm.
And that I was very impressed with it. I thought it was very complete.
Hi, this is Irene from Derby. I agree with that. Also, I really appreciate having the hard copy, especially for town meeting. It's easy to answer questions. Everything's very clear, and I like the comparisons and the graphs.
Mhm.
So I appreciate having the hard copy.
That's exactly what I use mine for too, Irene.
So we did send electronically to all town clerks. So, if you have residents that need it, they can reach out to us. Michelle can send a copy, or they can have a town clerk print it for them and they can pick it up. Steve?
The only thing that I would like to see added is the days that you're closed, maybe on the back page. It's like going to your town report. You can see when the town clerk's closed. You do the same thing.
How about the days we're open?
Like that, be a lot longer.
All right. So add the hours of just the district here?
No,
You mean the office?
The days that you're closed, like the
Oh,
holidays.
as far as the holidays?
Yeah.
Okay.
Summer 40 holidays.
Not have to worry about it.
Okay.
Anybody else have any questions or comments about the annual report?
I could use an electronic version. Teresa from Gloucester,
Okay.
my town probably has it, but I didn't get a copy.
Did you get
It's available on the website.
Yes, it is. It is on our
It is?
website.
Okay, I'll get it there then.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. Any other comments, questions? Awesome. We'll go to Article 6, which is the new book recycling update. If anybody got the email and read that.
So we had a good development over the last few weeks. I was able to locate. So let me back up. We had been getting rid of our hardcover books through a company called ShredX, and they're located in Colchester, Vermont. And so the hardcover books we would bring over to Colchester, usually about every 2 months, 2 to 3 months, depending on how quickly they came in from your facilities. And their business has expanded greatly, and they were telling us that we would try to make an appointment to bring books, and they're a shredding company, so they're shredding these books up and they go into recycling for the paper. They were charging us $50 a ton, plus we had staff time driving over there and diesel fuel driving over there. So it was a significant cost for us to get rid of these books, and it was getting harder and harder to schedule appointments with them. They were a month out, and then they said, well, can you hold off another month? And in our warehouse, we've only got so much room for storage of materials. So we were really backed up. So I started looking for other companies, and there really aren't any in Vermont that have the ability to take the number of books that we bring. So I found a company based in Rhode Island. It's called Bay State Books. And I had a conversation with with the owner operator of that facility, and he offered, I talked to him on a Tuesday morning, and he said, I'll have a truck there Thursday morning, and there is no charge. So he sent a truck up here.
Wow.
We off the record overloaded his truck because he said pile them on. So we got rid of our entire inventory, no charge to us. What they do with the books, they go book by book and they remove books that have resale value, and they'll sell them on specialty book websites. They'll sell them on eBay. They'll sell them on Amazon. And then they also donate books to schools and prisons. And then whatever's left over gets shredded and the paper is recycled. So I'm pleased that there will be some reuse introduced into our book recycling. They're not all going to get shredded. We have no charge, and they come to us. So, I mean, it couldn't have worked out better.
A win-win.
Yeah, and so he also asked, well, what do you do with your softcover books? We currently mix them into our paper, which our end user of the paper is, they'll take it, but they're not real pleased with it. They'll be happy that the softcover books can now be recycled with the hardcover books. So at your facilities, whatever, if you're using a Gaylord, if you're using a barrel, wherever you're putting your hardcover books, I think Michelle sent out some signage so that folks can now recycle their softcover books with the hardcover books all in one bin. We don't want any softcover books put into the paper anymore. So we've started that here. It's been a learning curve. I've looked in our hardcover book bin a couple times, and I'm starting to see town reports, which are not a softcover book. They're a bound pamphlet. I'm starting to see like thick catalogs. Those are not soft covered books. So there's going to be a period of adjustment. And so your attendants will really need to keep an eye on that to make sure people aren't throwing magazines, catalogs. It's got to be a book. It's got to be a hardcover book or a softcover book. If you think of it, it's just, if there's an author, it's a book pretty much. So that's just something to look out for. And I think it's a positive change. It's going to save us some money. It's going to save us some staff time. It's going to save us, diesel fuel and hours on the truck. But it's just going to be, a period of adjustment for people who are used to throwing their softcover books in with the paper. Well,
So just to reiterate, town reports
those are not a book.
go into paper.
Correct.
That was the big question of the day last
Yeah.
weekend,
Yeah.
and I didn't have an answer for that.
Yeah.
So I'll let the attendant know.
Yep.
Thank you.
It's got to be a bound book. Yeah. So anything with the spiral, your plastic spiral holding together, even the annual report has the binder thing. This is not a book. It's got to be a regular softcover book. Yeah.
Should you remove the spiral if you're putting it in the waste paper?
It does help. Yes. Yeah. Just like you should be removing from paper any paper clips, binder clips. We see those because people throw away large volumes, those bank boxes full. But if you can remove them, if you can't, it's okay, but not in large quantities. Yeah.
This one sounds like the outfit out of Rhode Island fits in more with our, the way that we're supposed to be working as it is with recycling and
Yeah.
whatnot.
I think,
For my way of thinking,
yeah, I mean, the top preference should be reuse,
yeah,
even before recycling. Pass it along, reuse it. And they are doing that. I don't know the percentage of books that they're actually able to recover and reuse, but at least they're making the effort to do that. So I think this is a good development. We will continue to work with them as long as we're able, and then until things change, we will try to educate our residents as much as possible. And, we expect to see a higher level of contamination as we introduce this, but folks will catch on.
Excuse me, this is Amber from Peachum. I just want to put it out there that I may have read that wrong last week myself and had our hardcover books mixed with our paperback and paper together in one Gaylord. So
Okay.
it is something, a learning curve to work on that, and I do apologize. We will do better.
Yeah, we appreciate it. And I'm sure that Michelle sent out a sign that could be printed out. Feel free
Yes,
to make up,
we
feel
did.
free to make up your own if you think there's one that would be more effective for your facility.
We just got that actually and laminated it for the barrel. So now that's where we know we'll put that sign. Perfect.
Yep. Yeah, and just if you can tell the attendants, that's one of the bins they're probably going to want to keep a closer look after, in the next few weeks.
Absolutely.
Yep. Any other questions on that?
You're all set. Well, we'll go to Article 7, Financial and Operations Update.
So I like to put the notes on the screen. I am not able to this evening. But I trust that you have received them in the packet. I'll start with financial. So for February, expenses exceeded revenues by over 13,000. This is kind of a winter trend that I'm not pleased with, but realizing it's part of the business when during the slower months, we fall behind, and then summer and fall, we're making up for it. Recycling volumes continue to be comparatively low. When I think back to when I started in September and the volumes we had then, and then looking at the pickup lists the last month or two, there's certainly a reduction in the amount of volume. So that is impacting our bottom line as well. And that, again, is kind of a seasonal thing that happens every year. So not unexpected, but not good to see, in my opinion. Significant expenditures. We had some, it seems, monthly we use our equipment pretty hard, and not that we're abusive, but it's not a gentle business that we're in, moving these materials around. So things need to get repaired. We had some welding done on the ramp that we use to load 18-wheelers. We drive forklifts up that ramp with material on it. So the ramp, I believe, is probably from the 1970s or so. It was built right, and it's stood the test of time, but it needed a little attention. So we had that done. Truck lease payments are always a significant expenditure. Let's see, what else here? Volumes are down, as I mentioned. We did receive the new compost toters. I mentioned that last meeting that we had ordered 170 new containers for compost. 100 of those went to Keep It Green Compost. They are going to be increasing their business because Black Dirt Farm had dropped some customers in the St. Johnsbury, Lindenville area, and Keep It Green thankfully was able to fill that gap, and Clouds Path Farm also is picking up some of that business. So I put together an order for us and also for Keep It Green and Clouds Path. Those toters arrived last week. we unloaded those and they're all stacked together. 10, it was 17 stacks of 10, which all had to be pulled apart. You know, the delivery truck was long gone and we pulled them all apart, took 2 or 3 hours, and we realized that they had shorted us 24 wheels and almost 100 fasteners to put the wheels onto the axles. So I quickly emailed and called the salesman, and kind of rare these days, but he responded and mailed out the parts, and we got them Monday. So we are made whole on that, and everyone has picked up their totes. So maybe you'll see those going into your facilities as some of our. We'll start taking out some of the leakers. You know, we always end up over the winter, especially when people pour in a lot of liquids into the compost bin, then those things freeze solid and expand. And so every spring, it seems, I've been told that you start seeing the leak on the floor in the facilities. And as things warm up, that's not a liquid you want in your facility. So we will start rotating out some of those damaged totes and putting some of the new ones in. So I did the annual report. Michelle was a huge help with that. She is kind of the keeper of the majority of the data. And I did a lot of the narrative, and it was a good team effort. We got that out on time. The goal is to get it out at least a week before town meeting so that you supervisors can review it. And then if you wanted to speak about it at town meeting, you can, or if you wanted to tell people it was available. So that's kind of our timeline, getting it out before town meeting. I believe last month, I mentioned there was a bill in the House Environment Committee in the legislature. Its bill is H204. And the goal of that bill was to establish an extended producer responsibility program for tires. So folks would pay an extra few dollars for each tire when they bought it. And then that money would go into a fund and pay for the disposal of tires at the end of their life. So people wouldn't have a need to toss them on the side of the road or stockpile them by the hundreds or thousands on a property. That bill was in committee, and there was a lot of testimony given from the tire producers, the retail outlets in the state that sell tires against this bill. And so the bill will not leave committee in that form this year. That's the latest on that. But there was the Department of Environmental Conservation has a miscellaneous bill that kind of has parts where they make corrections and additions to prior bills, and they have one of these bills every year. They did add a clause into one of the bills to make it illegal to transfer tires to a non-registered hauler. And that's in an attempt to limit the number of people who, a lot of these places around the state where tires are stockpiled in the woods is because someone wasn't a registered hauler, put an ad in the paper, or approached businesses and just said, hey, I'll take them. Give me a few bucks a piece and I'll cart them away. And then they're just dumping them. So that committee, knowing that they couldn't get 100% of what they wanted with the original bill, they did put a line in to make it illegal to give tires to a non-registered hauler. So I think it's a step in the right direction. And it doesn't mean that you can't give them, to your garage where they're changing your tires. They have to have a place that they deal with that is a registered hauler. So that will most likely pass. what else was here? There was another bill which was approved and voted out of the House Environment Committee, H915. And this one has to do with the bottle bill. And it will require manufacturers and distributors of the containers that are under our current bottle bill to create a nonprofit organization that will support increasing the infrastructure where people can have more opportunities to return their bottles. So one of the ideas was they wanted to at least have 3 places in each county where folks could have bottle redemption. Because I guess there are some parts of the state where you've got to have a pretty good drive to go and turn your bottles in, I guess. So it's all an effort to increase the number of people using the bottle redemption system. Currently, they estimate 72% of the containers that are eligible to be recycled and turned in for the 5 cents, 72% of those are currently being turned in. And they would like to increase that number. I thought the number was pretty high, actually. Almost 3 out of 4 containers are turned in for the nickel. But so the money that folks pay when you go and buy a 6-pack and you pay that 30 cents on the 6-pack, that money goes into a state fund, and it kind of funds the redemption system. But that missing 25% of the containers, that means 25% of those funds are sitting there. And over the years, different legislatures have skimmed some of that money off. Some of it's going towards environmental uses like the Clean Water Fund and things like that. But they want to use more of that money for setting up additional locations for people to redeem their bottles. And then if there are businesses that have redemption, if they need an addition on their building or improvements so that they can do more, they want money to be available for places to do that. Yeah, Jan.
Yeah, what would be really helpful, and it's been talked about in the past, is if there was a place to use the glass. And I don't think we can use it in the roads in Vermont, but they do use it, I think, in Maine.
New Hampshire.
And that would certainly be a big help if you had an end use for it.
Yeah. Yeah, the glass that we collect is mixed colors. And so most of that can't go to making new bottles. It's ground up into a fine powder. It's ground up so fine that it wouldn't even really cut you if you handled it. It's more like sand. And then it is used to mix into asphalt as an aggregate. And yes, New Hampshire and Maine do have plants that mix this in and are using it on their roads. So that's kind of the legislative update. And I think it's just interesting, and I'd like to continue to let folks know what's going on in the legislature. That's going to affect some of the materials that we handle. What else here? As far as facility update, had one of our box trucks had its preventative maintenance done. Got a new windshield on our skid steer. Installed an electric winch to help with moving some of the large plastic bags that come from the facilities. Staff training for handling hazardous waste. I'm taking my initial 24-hour hazardous waste course online. I'm trying to get that done as I have time. And we have put out, I think everyone, maybe if you've reviewed the annual report, there is the new appointment, not the appointment, the calendar. which lists whether your town will be having a hazardous waste event or a bulky event. So take a look at that calendar. It's located pretty much like on the last page of your annual report.
Chris, can you
Yes.
hear me?
Yep.
This is Glover, and I know we're one of those locations. Do we need training before this happens? Because I've never done.
No, none of, for hazardous waste collection, none of your personnel will be permitted to handle any of that stuff. It's going to be certified, people who are certified to handle that.
All right.
Because it's such a wide variety of chemicals that come in. We have to have certified folks that are handling that, and that'll be done by district staff.
So do we set you up somewhere? Do we have to?
We'll be set up at your recycling center off to the side somewhere.
Outside
And,
or inside?
It'll be outside.
Okay.
We'll likely set up an easy up tent and then have some tables and one of our box trucks there. And then people will line up, we'll take in materials, we'll get their, probably get name and email if they want to be on a list. And then we will load those items onto our truck and bring them back here for processing and storage.
Okay, good to know. Thank you.
Yep. Hold on 1 sec. We've got maintenance, preventative maintenance, and some deferred maintenance scheduled on our baler. It really needs some work. It's other than the trucks, it is the most critical piece of equipment. It allows us to compact and bale up all of the materials that come from your facilities. So that's going to get some work in the next couple of weeks. Steve had a question.
How many employees are getting certified for that HHW?
We will likely have a minimum of 3. I've looked back at some of the attendance at, how many residents showed up at some of the prior events. So in some of the more remote towns, you might have 15 to 25 people and show up, and one person can handle that. But there is like the Derby event can have 70 to 100 people show up. So we've got to have more than one person behind the table to handle that. Let's see. The other reminder was at our next meeting is when we will have the election of executive committee officers. It's something that's done every April. And the officers are chair, vice chair, treasurer, clerk, and 3 members at large. So if folks if they want to get your lawn signs made for your campaign, now's the time.
Do you want to go over current officers so people know for next month?
You want to list them off if you want to, and I don't know if folks want to publicly say whether they're interested or not now, or we could do it. So people have time to consider being an officer. I don't know if everyone's gonna re-up or not.
That's a drastic amount of work.
Yeah, the workload it's significant. Yeah, I mean,
stressful.
It's not as much as the note taker, but it's up there.
Are we still looking for somebody from here to take the notes or to take them from the recording?
It could be either. You don't have to be here in person to take the notes. Let's see. I wanted to share one. Let's see if I can do this here. Give me a minute. I'm trying to share the screen here. There we go. I'm sure can everyone see that?
Yes. Yep.
Yes.
Folks are aware of the recent spike in fuel prices, and I just wanted to kind of give you a concrete example of what it's doing to us here. Highlighted in green is March 2nd, which was just about a week ago, $3.389. And then in yellow, March 3rd, the day after, it had gone up to 361.9. And then just a few days ago, we were at 394.9. So I would expect that to, probably this week we're over $4. We won't see that invoice for another week, but that really hurts when you consider, 25, 30% fuel increase. And fuel's not really something we can skimp or cut back on. It's pretty much a necessity for us. So that's just a heads up. I'm sure you're all seeing it at the gas pump as well.
Let's hope it don't last long.
Yeah, let's hope so.
So that doesn't look good for locking in our fuel prices, which we can't do until, I don't know, April, May.
Right.
The towns, we lock in our fuel prices.
Mm-hmm.
That's already higher than what we're paying now.
Well, let's hope it drops back.
I hope so.
Is that diesel or propane?
That was diesel fuel for our box trucks. Yeah. Yeah.
I wouldn't want to be a trucker over the road.
No. Oh.
We locked in our propane for 3 years, thank God.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Well, that's all I had for updates. And if anyone has questions.
I want to talk about a situation if this is the appropriate time.
We can go into other business and we can bring it in then. So we'll move to Article 8, which is other business, and feel free to bring it up.
Okay. I have a question first. The Gaylords, and when you put your cardboard into your Gaylords, I'm wondering, do you folks climb up there on a ladder and stomp those boxes down? That's the question.
Maybe I can give you the district perspective on what works best for us.
Okay.
So we would like to receive the maximum amount of material in each box without it overflowing. So we highly recommend that boxes are broken down, meaning completely flattened, pulled apart. And then if boxes are broken down, they stack pretty tightly in the Gaylords. We have a couple drivers that are pretty athletic and young, and they will actually get in a lot of the Gaylords and stomp them down. And so you may put on your pickup slip, pick up 6 Gaylords of cardboard or 2 paper, but they might show up there, crush those down, and we only leave with 4 because there's still of that room that was left from condensing things. So we would like things to be boxes broken down flat and then layered as tight as you can so that you maximize the amount of material in that box.
Well, up until now, I'll tell this story. Up until now, we've been we built a handrail over the Gaylords. If you've ever been to our facility, you would see the big handrail, and then we had a ladder, and the guys would climb up the ladder, jump in the boxes, and pack everything down. Well, I had an attendant that had an accident. Didn't have anything to do with the Gaylords and packing them down, but we had an accident. So that got OSHA involved, and then it got my insurance company involved. And last week we were inspected by the insurance company unannounced, just until like an hour before he arrived. And he was, of course, we talked about what happened, and I won't go into that because I don't want to get into what happened to the person. But he was looking around and he said, "So what do you use that railing for up there? And the ladder that's in front of the Gaylord boxes?" He said, "Is that ladder safe?" I said, "Well, you go ahead and check it if you'd like to." And then I said, "Well, we have a young man that we hired, and he climbs up there and he jumps on the boxes so that we can pack the cardboard in tight. He made us take down the railing and remove the ladder from the facility."
So,
That
we're
were
not
two of the
asking,
things.
yeah, we're not asking folks to go to that extent to actually get in the boxes. If the boxes are broken down, they will naturally stack tight.
I agree.
And
I
I've
agree.
also seen at some facilities, they'll have like a piece of 2x4, maybe with a plywood square, and you can
Okay.
stand outside the box and push
Yep.
stuff down. You don't have to get in it. So there's other ways to pack material down without getting in it.
Yeah, when I have to work, I usually use a stick, and I don't climb up there. I'm not going to. And I just start jabbing the boxes, and they go down into place. And I always say, "Nope, that's good enough. You don't need to jump."
Yeah.
And
We do the same thing here with
now,
other materials, like let's say aluminum or even paper. If you grab the side of the Gaylord and give it a shake, things will settle down.
Yeah.
And they will pack tighter without entering the, I wouldn't advise really any attendants to get in the boxes. There's ways to get the material down without that.
Yeah.
Usually if it's just something you can poke it down with.
Well, I like your idea of the stick, and the square on the end. If I get that, maybe that'll make them happy. But my attendants are not happy with this new rule that I've given them. But I have to do what my insurance company tells us to do, and OSHA, because they both showed up. So we've got some restrictions now. So my boxes won't be as tight as they were. Just let your drivers know.
Okay.
Oh. But we'll do our best.
We appreciate it.
Awesome. Is there any other business?
Yeah, I actually have a question.
That Walter, I can hear him.
Sure, this goes out to all supervisors. I know that we get our the monthly reports via email, and the physical copies are also mailed out to those that want them. My concern is that the mail isn't as trustworthy as it used to be, and today I got my notes at 4:30 this afternoon.
And Jack didn't get his yet.
He got mine,
And
yeah.
yes, and
It'll be there tomorrow.
and I wanted to see how other supervisors, when they were getting theirs, in order to determine to see maybe if they could be sent out a little earlier so we can have them. I like a physical hard copy in front of me so I can make notes on it. And I mean, I can read it through my email. To have a physical copy in front of me is important. So I'm just asking any of the other supervisors, what's your experiences?
I just print mine, so I have them.
Get my computer to work with my copier so that I can print them off. But my education with computers and printers are about nil.
I don't have a computer, I use my phone.
One of the other options that we've had a couple people ask us, and we've also recommended if we email it to the town clerk, would the person be willing to go to the clerk's office and pick up a hard copy? That's another way to do it.
Except the town clerk will charge me.
With Walter's statement, I use my phone too, Walter, and I just have a wireless printer.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, we can, I know Steve picks his up in person. We could make yours available if you're. if
I
you'd like
just
to.
as soon come down here and pick it up.
Yeah,
When have her send me a message, it's ready, I'll come down.
right,
It ain't no different than coming down to sign a check for you.
right.
Yeah.
And it's
So I
once,
did-
and it's once a month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just as soon come down to the office and pick the darn thing up and have
Yep.
it done with it.
Just like that, we just save money. No stamp for Jack.
There you go.
Yeah, right.
And the way everything is going now, it's gonna be even worse, so.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the cost, I know Michelle was putting the packet together, the envelopes ready to mail the annual report. And just mailing that document was close to $3 or something. It was
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Mhm.
And
Well, don't mail mine next time. I'll pick it up.
Yeah.
Anybody else have any other business?
Just a suggestion or a question. To save money for the district, could the drivers, the haulers, drop those off in our offices and for delivery that way? Save the system some money.
That's a good idea.
yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess for some towns, but in a lot of towns, the supervisor is not the attendant or is not at the facility. But I think for next year, we could maybe as the time gets closer, I could take a poll, and whoever would like it left at their recycling facility, we could try that.
If it's in an envelope with our name on it, my attendance would be make sure that I got it.
Absolutely, here too.
They're
Okay.
trustworthy.
Well, we'll put that on the list of options for next year.
Perfect.
Steve?
Yeah, when you first started, Chris, you mentioned that you may go around and visit the towns that don't send supervisors reviews.
Mhm.
Have you had a chance to do that yet?
I have not, but I think my thought had been, now that there's new select boards as of town meeting, it's a good time to at least start with the towns that have no supervisor at all. And I think there's a lot of towns that if you haven't had a supervisor for a while, your select board is probably not informed about the district much at all. So it would be good to educate them and start doing those visits.
Perfect. Anything else?
Actually, I'm sorry to keep going. I
No,
had
go
a
ahead.
question since OSHA got brought up, and with rules and regulations, and if you could help point me in the right direction. Our facility does not have running water. However, I noticed that our eye wash station is like kind of busted up. How would one go about getting a new eye wash system for the facility?
I can email you a link for that.
That would
But
be great. This is Amber Lowell from Peacham.
Yep.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Those eye wash stations, that eye wash does have an expiration. A lot of people probably don't realize that, because it is just saline, but legally they do have an expiration date. And they're also difficult to keep in facilities that aren't heated. So if you're the attendant every week, maybe you take the bottle home with you and then bring it in the day you're working, just to keep it from freezing.
I didn't realize we needed to have an eye wash station. This is the first I'm hearing of it.
Yeah, the district really shouldn't, I don't think, be in the realm of all your safety
Okay.
to that extent. I'm willing to help and give some advice on certain products, but We're not OSHA, we're not VOSHA. A
So they
good
can't even
organization is
say anything.
VLCT would be a good option, and they have field folks who would be happy to walk through and just let you know about, maybe some of the obvious things that could be corrected.
Right.
Just as an attendant, I know that we are around a lot of materials that could be potentially harmful, especially if something were to get in your eye. Dust from light bulbs, mercury, light bulbs, broken glass, other things. So as a standpoint of somebody that works in the building, I feel like it would probably be a really good idea for residents in case of an emergency and staff. I don't
Thank-
just where OSHA got mentioned earlier, just thinking of that in my building, it would make me feel a lot more comfortable knowing my staff and I have something like that and our residents in case of an emergency.
It's a town issue.
Yeah.
It's not a
Absolutely. No, I was just wondering if you could help me figure out what direction to go about getting one. Thank you.
Yeah, there's some basic common sense ones, like a basic first aid kit.
Yep.
Some safety glasses or goggles, rubber gloves, things that
Fire
you should
extinguisher.
just have on hand anyway, so that if
Absolutely.
it's there. Yeah.
Perfect. Any other business? Hearing none, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
So move.
Thank you, Jake.
I'll second it. This is Barb.
Thank you. Any discussion? Awesome. All those in favor of the adjournment of tonight's meeting signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed, nay? Ayes have it. Thank you all very much. Have a great night.
You. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, everybody.
Thank you.
Night.
Thank you, Nick. Thank you, Chris. Good night.
Good night, everybody.
Cheers.
Bye.
Chris,